Well, President Trump's illegal immigration crackdown is off to a fast start. Fox News has learned that in a 33-hour period between Tuesday morning and Wednesday night, ICE agents arrested over 460 migrants, many with long criminal histories. But these operations aren't just limited to Boston. They're taking place all over the country.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
Is there any better endorsement of President Trump's immigration policies of Tom Homan as the borders are than having an illegal immigrant gang member who has been convicted of 17 felonies saying F Donald Trump, Biden forever, and how much he loves Barack Obama for everything that Obama gave to him? Greetings and salutations, loyal viewers of this channel. My name is Sean, and today we got to talk about some of the instances of deportation roundups that have been occurring by ICE in sanctuary cities, because I think they're very indicative of the kind of people that are protected by these sanctuary city policies, which of course are violent criminals, repeat offenders, people who have shown that they don't give a damn about this country or our citizens, that definitely need to get the hell out of the country. But before we get into that, I will remind you that friend of the channel, Devin Tracy, his parents lost their home in the California wildfires. He has started a GoFundMe in order to raise money for them. The link to that will be in the top of the description. If you can donate, please do. If you can't or don't want to, I understand. I'm just trying to help a friend of mine.
Hey, everyone.
It's a frigid 5 degrees in the pre-dawn hours just outside of Boston, where this team of elite ICE officers is briefing on their targets for the day.
We're going to be targeting some extremely violent offenders today.
Within moments, the officers are on the move, with eyes on their first target.
Looks like we got movement, target vehicle coming out.
They quickly take him into custody. He's an MS-13 gang member wanted in El Salvador for aggravated murder. And he has an Interpol red notice out for his arrest.
So these kind of segments right here are incredibly important to do, because we are told time and time again that the evil orange man is going to go to elementary schools, yank those little bebes out of the school, and put them on a deportation flight out of the country. But the fact of the matter is, Tom Homan has made it 100% clear that the intended targets initially are the criminal migrants, are the serious violent offenders, and those that are being protected by sanctuary cities. And right here, they're in the city of Boston, and the first person they look for is somebody who's an illegal from El Salvador, who, by the way, has a warrant out for aggravated murder that has just been allowed to be in our country for God knows how long, committing other crimes in our nation, despite the fact that, again, the man is a murderer, or at least an accused murderer, in the nation of El Salvador, and one of the members of the most violent gangs in the entire world. And again, El Salvador is actually improving dramatically in terms of all the positive indicators that you would expect, because they have embraced a policy of mass incarceration of these gang members. And the fact of the matter is, we can deport this guy, they can handle him, that's one of their citizens, and Bukele would probably be happy to toss this guy in that mass prison where he deserves to be.
We are targeting very violent threats to our community.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
So here we have the Haitian illegal migrant gang member, again, just allowed to hang out in Boston under their sanctuary city laws, has 17 felony convictions in the United States. How about this crazy idea where if you get arrested one time in the United States for violating our laws in any way, shape, or form, then you get a one-way ticket back to your country. Now, I know Haiti is a hellscape, but luckily for him, he's a gangbanger. So guess what? He can go back to Haiti, join up with the gangs that are running the country over there, and I'm sure he'll have a wonderful time. But he's not going to stay in the United States of America. Not anymore. We're not doing this. And there's no reason we should have been doing this for years and years under the Biden administration and years before that when these sanctuary cities were protecting these criminals. It's absurd that this guy is here. And again, the perfect distillation of bad immigration policy actually having an impact is the fact that this guy is praising Joe Biden, who might have organized a flight for him to get to the city of Boston, praising Obama and saying F Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is actually holding him accountable, or at least the Trump administration is.
ICE Boston quickly takes down its next targets. including this illegal alien from Brazil who has an Interpol red notice for armed robbery.
So here we have another individual, a Brazilian illegal migrant who has a red notice from Interpol because he committed an armed robbery, and the question that should be asked time and time again is, why is the city of Boston protecting this individual? Why are they housing these people in the United States of America when they've shown a propensity to be violent repeatedly time and time again? And again, they're not even American citizens. They're not our problem. They're other places' criminals, so they should be sent back over there and never allowed in the United States ever again.
This Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with rape and released by a sanctuary jurisdiction.
This is the perfect distillation of the problem with sanctuary jurisdictions and, of course, these woke criminal justice reforms that we see in our country. You have an individual illegally in this country from El Salvador, possible gang affiliations. He's been arrested and charged with rape. Again, a very serious crime. He should not be in this country based on the fact that he's committing that crime. We need to send his ass back to El Salvador. Enjoy your space in that maximum security super prison that they've built over there. But he was released back onto the streets by the city of Boston because they didn't want to do an ICE retainer for him, because that would be horrible. Deportation. Oh my God, what an abomination to actually pull off. And this is how maddening the left wing is in this country. We can't even get rid of the rapists. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? But the next guy, not any better.
And this Dominican illegal alien charged with assault with a deadly weapon and heroin trafficking.
Guy from the Dominican Republic involved in serious drug trafficking in the United States, other crimes as well, also needs to be thrown out of the country. I don't understand how this is a complicated policy. I'm not sure why all these different various people are jumping to defend these illegal immigrants, especially when, again, they're working back on the criminals first. And considering that they have a list of targets, a list of criminals to go after, this means that these people were known, their crimes were known for a very long time. Anybody could have intervened. The Biden administration could have intervened, but they actively chose not to do so. They actively chose to let these people remain. The drug traffickers, the rapists, the murderers, the 17-time felony convicted criminal gang members were just protected by these sanctuary jurisdictions and by the Biden administration because anybody could have done this. Apparently, there's just a list of criminals in all these different locations that you could find in a single day, but they decided they weren't going to do that because we, the American people, don't matter. The enrichment from the illegal migrants is somehow more valuable than this.
Officers also arrested this Guatemalan MS-13 gang member facing gun charges. ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request was ignored because of sanctuary policies. And in a sign of shifting priorities with the new Trump administration, this man, who was in the same apartment as the target, was also arrested after ICE determined he's also in the U.S. illegally.
So here we have another gang member arrested on gun charges. I really want you to think for a second how difficult these left-wing jurisdictions make it for citizens that are law-abiding in order to possess firearms. But he was released the day before because ICE wanted to have a detainer on this individual. But the city of Boston decided, oh my God, we are sanctuary for the illegal. So even though if you're a law-abiding citizen and you try to exercise your constitutional right of owning a firearm, we'll deny you the permits, we'll prosecute you for carrying a gun without a permit and all that. This guy we got to release back onto the streets. But by the way, the fact that they did this actually makes me happy because what ultimately ended up happening? They ended up tracking him down at his residence and finding another illegal migrant, another person that should not be in this country, and they ended up arresting him in a policy that Tom Homan has described as collateral, where basically he says, you know what, if you're going to release them back into the community and then we have to go into the community in order to get them, any illegal migrant that we find along the way, they're also going to get rounded up. They're also going to get arrested. And this hopefully will make the more law-abiding illegal migrants, the ones who aren't breaking additional laws when they're here in the country, turn on the more criminal illegal migrants. Because what we see time and time again is these criminals have power in these communities. They end up saying, oh, it's all of us versus law enforcement. But the fact of the matter is, when they keep getting released back into the community, that is going to cause consequences for all the different various people that end up hiding them.
This is what ICE calls collateral.
So you guys got your main target just now, but you got somebody else. What just happened?
So our main target was released by a sanctuary jurisdiction, not honoring a detainer. That person was released back into the community, and when we went to go find him, he's with somebody else who was previously removed from the United States. So he's going to go today too.
Now, in this particular case, this other illegal migrant, as just described to you right there, was somebody who was previously deported from the United States of America, who was able to sneak back in at some moment in time afterwards. So it's actually great that they were able to get this individual, and it's not an innocent Beba Angel illegal that just happened to be living with a gang member with weapons charges. This is likely another gang member, and guess what? He can get the hell out of this country too. Enjoy yourself in that El Salvadorian super prison.
And that is exactly what Border Czar Tom Homan has warned would happen.
When we find the bad guy, he's probably with others that are in the United States illegally. They may not be a criminal priority, but we're not walking away from them.
And there you have Tom Homan mentioning the fact that this is going to be the policy. If we're looking for a criminal and you're housing this criminal, if you're with this person, your sanctuary jurisdiction releases them back into the community. Guess what? We're going to find him, and we're going to find these other illegal aliens that are nearby them, and we are going to arrest them as well, because why would we just let them go? Because they're not the primary target. And to that, I say great. I say wonderful. Again, we need to turn these people on the illegal immigrant super criminals, the predators, and this is the first step in order to do that.
ICE Boston says they will continue to go into sanctuary jurisdictions and do their job.
Today was a good day. Today we took several significant public safety threats out of our communities. Unfortunately, a lot were released by sanctuary policies, but we're here to tell the Commonwealth and the rest of the country that we're going to find them whether they're released or not.
So right there, you have the woman saying, look, we got some violent criminals off the streets, but unfortunately, a lot of these people had ICE detainers against them, and they were released because of the sanctuary jurisdiction policies, and obviously those policies have to change. But I think the collateral, grabbing people that are nearby that are also illegal when you go after these criminals, is actually a good step in trying to force that change, because essentially you're going to have to require these local jurisdictions to delineate between the very criminal migrants and the people who are just here illegally, and this will force their hand in order to do so, as long as the pressure keeps being applied.
We also learned after we were done filming that ICE picked up another target on the other side of the city. This was a previously deported Honduran illegal alien who was arrested locally and is facing charges for raping a woman while holding a gun in her mouth, guys. Those are the kind of targets ICE is picking up out here.
So right there, you hear that after they finished filming, the operation actually continued, and across town, they ended up arresting a Honduran illegal who had been previously deported from this country, re-entered this nation illegally, and guess what? He was recently arrested and again released by the city of Boston after he was accused of raping a woman while forcing a gun into her mouth during the assault. Absolutely disgusting in every possible way that these people keep getting churned back onto our streets. They keep getting readmitted to the United States of America, and honestly, this is who you need to go after first and foremost to win over more public support for these mass deportation operations. And guess what? People in the Hispanic communities, they did shift dramatically for Trump, specifically in the border towns with Mexico. They almost all broke for Donald Trump, and even the ones that didn't break for him moved significantly to the right, because guess what? They don't want these criminals. I mean, if you left Honduras for legitimate reasons, for fear of the gangbangers, you don't want the laws in the place that you have settled in the United States of America to protect those very same gang members. So get them the hell out. Ship them out. Arrest them. Round them up. I'm totally in favor of this. And by the way, this was just one of the earlier operations. In New York, they arrested 500-something people, including child predators, and I just want them to keep pressing forward, keep going after it. And by the way, start targeting those migrant hotels with the asylum fraudsters that are loaded up with gang members. But you know what? Those are just my thoughts. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you like the video, show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on the social media, support me via the support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about the illegal migrant roundup operation and its successes. Till next time.